Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. Let me see. Who was here first, or should I say who was here yesterday? uh oh no, not yesterday, but I see here no, that can't be right, can it? I think the other people no, I guess that's right. 10:31 a.m. All right, excellent. um, hello, Lydia Washington, Angela M, Joan Garcia, Ann Bennett, Mary H, Joy Moore, Nolu Thondo, Nian Denny, Puzzle Dot, and a whole bunch of other people. How about that? A whole bunch of other people. Church Nelly is here. I thought I smelled gin and regret. I thought I smelled gin and regret, and then what do I see? Church Nelly is here. I tell you, I have those intuitive intuitions or whatever. Um, uh, actually, I got that from Will and Grace. I cannot take credit for that line. I got that from Will and Grace. One of the funniest things I ever saw on Will and Grace. Karen Walker, I thought I smelled gin and regret. Well, 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 if it isn't Karen Walker. Huh, Beverly Leslie. Okay. Um listen, listen you guys, I have a warning for you. If you see anything that comes across your feed that says Hunter Biden, do not open it. Do not open anything that says Hunter Biden. Otherwise, you are going to see far more of Hunter than you intended to see, especially if you're on X. And let me put it to you like this: you cannot unsee it. Like, even right now, I see it. Right now, I see it. Every time I open the refrigerator, I see it. If I open up a drawer, there it is. Hunter Biden, Hunter Biden. Do not open anything that says Hunter Biden, because it's more than you want to know. Okay. I don't know, or you may want to know it. I can't be sure. Some of you all are a little different. Um, Connie Balmer. Hey, Connie Balmer. Thank you for being here. All right. So there was a wedding. I don't know if we can call it a royal wedding, but a lot of the royals were there. Um, I do not believe that Charles and Godzilla was there. I don't believe they were there. Which is odd because you would think that when it comes to a second marriage, that they would be some of the most supportive people for the idea of there being a second marriage, but they weren't there. But the Welleses showed up. They definitely showed up. And of course, like anything else that happens with the royal family, it was all about Harry and Meghan. Will they be there? Will they not be there? Will Harry come by himself? I think they kind of gave up on the notion that Meghan would show up for something like that. But definitely they they were hoping that Harry would make a solo trip, which he did not. Which that is a long way to go for someone's second marriage. You know what I mean? That's a long way to go. It's nothing big and prestigious about this wedding that would draw so many people, especially not a big list of celebrities. Certainly not. You know what? Maybe if you are from a dairy company in China, I'm pretty sure there was at least one representative from a dairy company in China. If you know, you know. I'm sure they were very much present. Yeah, someone from like the China's Dairy Council or something of that effect. Huh, that's interesting. Well, anyway, let's get on with it. Oh, I left these blank, didn't I? Oh well. Okay. Oh, and no background for this one. What was I thinking? I don't know what this is about. Delete your emails about King. Top civil servants tell diplomats. Government officials ordered the deletion of messages as they scramble to contain the fallout from Donald Trump's bust up with Vladimir Zelensky. Well, it should come as no surprise that there's a lot of opinions uh, in those, circles of world leaders and such. And for whatever reason, let's see, diplomats, civil servants were told to delete emails and WhatsApp discussions. King Charles' concerns about Donald Trump's state visit to the UK. Now, this is from the I paper. Documents released in the so called Mendelssohn files show the government officials ordered the deletion of the messages as they scrambled to contain fallout from US President bust up with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky in the Oval Office. So I guess that has to do with that day that Zelensky went to the Oval Office and then he was ganged up on by Trump and uh, the vice president person, whatever his name is, JD Vance. Yeah. So they kind of ganged up on him. It was such an ugly scene, very undignified for the White House. Senior Whitehall sources have told this newspaper that the emails related to sensitive discussions around the state visit, including the king's reservations over it, following a row between the two presidents. I guess Zelensky and Trump. The revelations highlights the length Sir Keir Starmer's aides and government officials went in order to ensure Charles' concerns did not become public and to manage diplomatic relations with the White House. You know what, guys? It is very difficult to offend Donald Trump. It really is. Now, if you say something to his face, then obviously he's going to retaliate. But yes, he does have a thin skin. And then at the same time, he's very pragmatic. And there's a lot of people who have said the worst things about him in the past. But if it's to his advantage to work with you, all is forgiven. So I'm pretty sure that most people in governments know that there's a public face of things and then there's the behind the scenes. And of course, as a world leader, you have to play your audience, you have to play to your room or whatever. And so if you're in a room full of a certain type of persons or people, persons, then you say certain things that you would not say otherwise. This is why, if you notice that they have said to Donald Trump, Prince Harry said this, Prince Harry said that. Does Donald Trump care? No, he doesn't. Sometimes they'll catch him at just the right moment and he'll say something really snarky, but most times he just kind of laughs it off. And I might even add that he may have feelings for Harry that might surprise some people, but for the most part, he stays out of it. He stays out of it. They feed him lines sometimes, and he will say something that seems like it was already rehearsed or whatever. But for the most part, he stays out of it. So, um, with Donald Trump, out of sight, out of mind. And then there are some people who say that he's not altogether there lately, that he may be suffering from um, dementia, or his frontal lobe is not lobing, if you know what I mean. So I say that this doesn't really mean a whole lot. They You would expect people to have a public face of things and then what they say behind the scenes. So um, everybody knows that Charles is very highly opinionated, and it's the same as with Queen Elizabeth. There have been times when Queen Elizabeth have said certain things that may prove to be embarrassing about someone, and when they meet, all is forgiven. So anyway, this is much to do about nothing. Now, Jose Andreas shares the way his friends Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, and Prince Harry are like every other family. I could have told you that, but that was in the People magazine. And it says Jose Andreas is giving insight to his friendship with Meghan and Prince Harry. The celebrity chef shared with People magazine how the couple come together just like any other family while discussing his new book, his new cookbook, Spain My Way. By the way, you guys, the Pope is in Spain right now. He's in Madrid. God, I wish I was there. I know that the Pope is going to come to Chicago, and when he does, I will be there. But that's got to be magic being someplace when the Pope is visiting. Anyway, let me get back on topic here. They made their kitchen the meeting place like every other family. The chef said of his friends, that is very important. The chef said of his friends, because they have been trying to say that he's, well, anyway, I'm not going to bother with that. He says, I love how Meghan interacts with her children and food. He added, Andreas was featured in the Duchess of Sussex's lifestyle series, With Love, Meghan, which of course was on Netflix. On the finale of the show's second season, Meghan revealed that her husband doesn't like a certain type of seafood, which of course is the seafood gumbo. Um, oh, as a matter of fact, it's not just gumbo. He doesn't like lobster, she says. Really? Lobster. Can I just say that lobster to me, um, it's not very. I think crab has more of a stronger taste than lobster. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I've ever had a good lobster claw in my life, so maybe that's why. Anyway, it says here that Chef Andreas told her, and you married him anyway? He doesn't like lobster, and you married him anyway? And of course, Meghan let out a big laugh when he said that. I think he makes Meghan laugh a lot, Chef Andreas. The chef described to People magazine how gathering with Meghan and Prince Harry is just like meeting with anyone else. When we see each other, or when we have conversation, we talk about what everybody else talks about: life, family, good times, new dishes, new restaurants. The chef has been friends with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex for several years. His World Central Kitchen, which of course is a nonprofit, was the first to partner with Archwell. I didn't know that. Yes, the first not for profit to partner with Archwell was World Central Kitchen, which the couple has funded themselves after stepping down. Um, Andreas described how World Central Kitchen, which provides meals to communities impacted by disaster, brings food and water quickly in emergency situations. In the worst moments of humanity, you see the best of humanity show up, he said. And of course, World Central Kitchen is in its 16th year, which I didn't know that, but 16 years of World Central Kitchen. He said that he often gets calls or texts from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex when disasters occur asking, "What can we do here? Can we help you?" I did not know that. But yes, anytime something happens, he gets a call from the Sussexes. And the first thing what they want to know is, what can we do? How can we be helpful? He says nobody finds out about these moments. They do it often, all the time. In the wake of the California wildfires in 2025, Harry and Meghan assisted with the organization relief efforts, visiting its hub in Pasadena to distribute food and supplies to victims of the Eaton fires, and thanking relief teams with Andreas at the food stations. Do you guys remember when they had made a report which featured uh, the First Lady of California? Um, and there she was with one of those food trucks passing out food. And in the background, there was Harry and Meghan wearing face masks. And that went completely unnoticed for hours. That went completely unnoticed for hours. They are always caring about all the things happening in the world. They don't have to do that. Andrea said they sincerely do it because they care. Yes, they sincerely do it because they care. He added that he loves how Prince Harry made a visit to Ukraine in April. The Duke of Sussex went to a country to highlight those helping the injured and veterans of war, and to give a speech at a special security conference. His Invictus Games Foundation is active in Ukraine and aids wounded, sick, and injured veterans, armed forces members in their recovery. Not a lot of people do that, the chef said. Now, I think this is absolutely glowing from Chef Andreas. He added the couple can decide to live a life in comfort in their home, but they love to that. But he said, but I love that they are there even when nobody's looking. Let me say that again. They are there even when nobody is looking. They are there just making sure that they can also be a part of the solution. That's why I'm very proud to call them friends, he said. He added that he respects the couple for always being the focus of public attention, yet maintaining a normal life. Oh, it says here Prince Harry made a solo appearance to support Andreas at his cookbook release party. Yes, we saw that the other day, right? Oh, you know what? That was on the 27th. We didn't even see those pictures right away. The cookbook release party was on the 27th of May. Ah, and we didn't even see those pictures until like what, a few days ago, right? What few pictures there are. Okay. I think that that book is probably, especially if you like Spanish food, that book is probably going to be a really good book. Huh. I tell you, one of these days, I'm going to try to make a pan of paella. A pan of paella. I'm going to use my La Crusade that I was blessed with from one of the squatties, and I am going to cook my paella in that pan. Wow. Okay. Well, that was very nice of Chef Andreas. So, cheers to him for helping the rest of the world learn some things about Harry and Meghan that we've already known. Okay. Bessie Egan. Catch up with the rest of the live later. I have to, oh, hold on a second. I have to go and help out at a soup kitchen. Wow. Well, cheers to you for that. And let's give you some flowers. That is awesome. All right. What else am I missing here? Mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay. Okay. Oh, thank you so much for that. And thank you for the super chat. Thank you very much for the super chat. All right. I think we're done with that. Let's move. Oh, got a sound bite for you. Got a sound bite for you. What is that guy in the bottom right corner? Why does he remind me of Foster Brooks? Now, if you're old enough to remember Foster Brooks, you know what that means? That means you're old. That means you are very old. That means that you are as old, if not older than me, if you remember Foster Brooks. Not that it's a problem. I'm just saying you're old. I'm just saying you're old. If you remember Foster Brooks as I remember Foster Brooks, you are probably getting a discount at the movie theater and quite a few other places, the local diner. Yeah, yeah. People give you a seat on the bus. Not that that's a problem. I'm just saying you earned it with your old self. Anyway, oh, I love my little pop culture references. Oh well, let me get on with this. Yes, me too. Openly supporting Harry and Meghan as well. They should. What was that? What did you say, pensioner? Let me stop smiling. I'm smiling. I look like Martha Ray in one of those commercials. Uh-oh, there's another one of those references. If you remember Martha Ray, well, anyway, let me stop doing that. Okay, we're young. We're young. We're young. Now, let me cue this up. All that time I could have been queuing up this thing for us, but all right, I'm going to play this and then we will talk on the other side. Uh-oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. I'm gonna have to watch those highlights of the Pope in Spain. I think that's going to be very interesting. Now, are we ready? Good, because I'm not. Give me one more second here. Is that it? Nope. Oh my goodness! I hope I saved it.
Else. I didn't know, and I've sort of made
Oh,
it my
no,
business
that's not
to know
it.
quite a lot about the royal finances.
That comes up later. Oh Lord, I think I may not have saved it. Did I? No. Oh no. Ah, there we go.
Who with?
All the royals, to be quite honest.
Okay, I mean, tell me why.
Them Eugene and whatever her name is got married.
Yeah.
Her husbands have got money, so why in earth they get paid for nothing?
But
I mean, I've been married 55 years, and I've struggled all my life. And you see the likes of them dodging around, doing nothing, getting money given to them. I mean, the king should never be king because he was married before, she was married before. They were having an affair all the time. They were married. He should never have been allowed to be king.
Oh gosh, okay, we're going far into this argument then. But just on the issue of the family, I mean, do you not see the argument that this is an uncle who's fond of his nieces and he's got the means to?
Yes, but they don't need any money given to them.
What? But do we know that? I mean, isn't it a private matter? Even though they're royals.
They're married to multi-millionaires.
Yeah, but Anne, I'm sorry, isn't it the right of every person who is a parent or an uncle to decide what to do with their funds if they can make life easier for other members of their family? So we've all got that right.
Not the likes of them.
What do you mean the likes of them?
Anne, can I ask you a question? Anne, can I ask you a question? Is your anger directed at the situation or is your anger directed at the royal family? Because they're two different things.
No, they're not. They're both.
No, they're two different things. You can dislike the royal family, which you're entitled to, but you shouldn't let that colour your opinion on a very simple equation.
I've got two children, right? I could never afford to give them money for their houses.
But if you could,
work bloody hard for them.
But if you could, would you?
I'd help them if I could.
Well, that's what the king is doing.
There we go. I mean, by your argument,
and anyone of any sense can see it. They're just hangers-on. Then there's two more hangers-on.
Well, look, plenty of people will agree with you that they're freeloaders, that this is hereditary freeloaders of the worst order. But I suppose your argument goes beyond the royal family. It's towards anyone with money. And you're arguing that anyone with money shouldn't help out their family because you don't have money, would be the sort of logical continuation of that argument. Is that what you're saying?
Wrong. You're saying it all wrong. I've got the wrong...
Sorry.
Yes. Anyone can help their family if they can. But the likes of these hangers-on, they don't. You just said yourself that their husbands are millionaires. So where do they need help? They don't. They should be paying other people.
All right. Well, listen,
they should help out other people. There's enough homeless people in this country that need help, not the likes of them.
Yes. All right, Anne, appreciate your call. Thanks very much. Prince William's really, really moved by the plight of homeless people. In fact, we were talking about the Duchy of Cornwall earlier, which he was gifted when the king
pays full tax on.
Which he and he stopped charging some ambulances in RNLI rent, which he was a bit of a controversy. But he's giving a proportion of the land owned by the Duchy of Cornwall to housing schemes to try and and that's something that Diana was very passionate about as well. There is a lot of good done, isn't there, by the royals in this country, but there will be people who say, well, quite right, because they benefit as a result of being in the royal family.
Some of the critics...
They haven't got to do it.
Well. Oh, don't be stupid. That girl say, oh, don't be stupid. Let me see if I can find that part again.
His nieces, and he's, got the means to...
Yes, but they don't need any money given to them.
What? But do we know that? I mean, isn't it a private matter, even though they're royals?
They're married to multi-millionaires.
Oh, don't be stupid. They're married to multi-millionaires. Oh, I love it. I love it. You know what? let's give her some flowers because she is magnificent, like fire and music. Okay, so I think I made a bit of a mistake. This is why I didn't go on last night, because I was exhausted after planting all of my flowers. You know, I'm very impatient. I have to do everything as fast as possible because otherwise I felt like I was losing momentum. And I was exhausted yesterday, so I think the heat kind of got to me. But that picture in the upper left corner, that's for a completely different sound bite. So just ignore that. Those three other people were the ones that were doing the talking. The lady in the black and white, and of course the lady with the striped top, and Foster Brooks there. So as she said that she has worked a lifetime and she would never have the ability to help her children. You guys, the UK is a wealthy country, but there are people who have worked their entire lives that don't have an extra anything. And the same with the US. The United States is the wealthiest country in the history of the world, relative to this time period. Even making allowances for the fact that there's been huge empires before, the amount of wealth that's in the United States is unparalleled, especially with the control over international currency. So all of that being said, and yet there is poverty in pockets around this country that just does not make sense. It just doesn't make sense that there are communities where they lack hospitals. People can't afford dental care. They have mobile dental units that go around to impoverished communities of the United States because people haven't had proper dental care in decades. And we watch the first family of the United States enrich themselves in a way that we have never seen before. Yes, there is privilege to that power. Your kids will get on the board of some company and get paid to do nothing but be on the board of a company. But we are at a point where the first family of the United States are not enriching themselves with the courtesy seat on a board of directors, but they are receiving billions of dollars in real time. And nothing is being done about it, and no one seems to care, which lets you know that the other people are making money hand over fist right along with them. And then you have the royals, you have the royal family, which for hundreds of years have depended upon the ability to receive money from these duchies and gifts from other countries and other aristocrats and such, that they are dependent upon this to the point of which they don't even have to spend money. They just show up. And I noticed they said that William is giving away land from the duchy for housing schemes. No, he didn't give it away. He sold it. It was reported that he sold 20% of the duchy for housing schemes. Whatever William is doing with that duchy is going to make a profit. Also, the woman with the stripes, she said that William is no longer accepting payment for leasing storage for ambulances. You know what? I just almost dropped the F-bomb, but let me do it the clean way. Whoop-de effing do. So what? He finally is not taking a profit for something. I will say in William's defense, he hasn't been the Duke of Cornwall for as long as his father was. I'm pretty sure that that arrangement started with his father. And even if it did not, it's still disgusting that they would take money for storing ambulances, seeing that everything that is and everything that ever was is in the name of the sovereign. It just doesn't make sense. That being said, it is very, very sad that people like this caller who's never had an extra anything in her life is watching this family raking in money as though it's pennies from heaven. They are just raking in that money. And we're supposed to be okay with it. She's supposed to be okay with it. She's supposed to celebrate an uncle helping out his nieces with public money. That is public money. No matter what they say, the only money that the royals have earned is whatever they get from the sovereign grant or from the whatever part of the government that they are paid in a salary to do their duty. Are they actually doing a fair amount of work for the money they receive? Certainly not. Certainly not. They do not. There is no way that William and Kate have actually earned some 30 million pounds a year. They have not earned that, especially when you consider that they're younger than most of the working royals and do the least amount of work. They truly have not earned the money that they are given by the state. They haven't even earned half of it. And because they are who they are, they don't have to even pay for transportation. They do not have to pay for the use of the helicopter, the private jets. They don't pay for any of that. And so this is why they say the monarchy costs the British public £500 million a year. Because the movement, the security, and everything in between that is provided for them, it all comes at a cost. And that cost is £500 million a year. Dag Skimmer, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. Greatly appreciate that. You guys, can I do it one more time? Can I please do it one more time? You know what I want, don't you? Let me do it. Let me do it.
Of his nieces, and he's, got the means to...
Yeah, but they don't need any money given to them.
What? But do we know that? I mean, isn't it a private matter, even though they're royals?
They're married to...
Don't be stupid. They're married to multi-millionaires. Okay, one last time.
Do you not see the argument that this is an uncle who's fond of his nieces, and he's got the means to...
Yeah, but they don't need any money given to them.
What? But do we know that? I mean, isn't it a private matter, even though they're royals?
They're married to multi-millionaires.
Yeah, but Anne, I'm sorry, isn't it?
Oh, Lord. That is my best day since Christmas when I heard that woman say, "Oh, don't be stupid." That woman is mad as hell, and she's not going to take it anymore. She is mad as hell, and she's just not going to take it anymore.
Who do they think they are? Who do they think they are? Who do they think they are?
Yes, who do they think they are? Valrich, thank you so much for being here. Happy Sunday to you. Well, oh, don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Well, anyway, that is Anne from Somerset. Thank you, Anne. In the odd chance that you're actually watching Royal Sussex, thank you for being the highlight of my day. Okay. Anyway, this is just another angle of that group. Now, that was supposed to be the photo in the upper left, but somehow I was like, why do I have an extra photo? I thought I only did 4. So that's the missing photo from that group of pictures. Which, of course, I had another soundbite, and I don't want to miss that because that photo is out of place. So let me just check and make sure I got that right. Okay, yeah, that's coming up later. Is it? Yeah, that's coming up later. All right. So anyway, the term working royals is an oxymoron. They have no skills and don't actually produce anything or provide services. What they call work amounts to little more than showing up and shaking hands. That is so true. That is so true. And Professor, what's his name? Tim something. The professor says that all the time, is that the term working royal really is not a sensible thing because it doesn't mean anything. If you are royal, then it is implied that that is your job, is just being. So it's ridiculous, as you say, it's an oxymoron to say working royal, because what they call work is just simply being. You just show up. You show up, you have a presence. Your work is a presence, not actually producing anything. You don't produce things. So, and thank you for reminding us about that, because that is very important. Is that, oh, do I have an email? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And sometimes I actually check my email. So let me make sure I give it to you properly here. It is, oh, let me just put it on the screen for you. There we go. Oh, am I missing an R? Yes, I am. Let me do that. All right. So that is the email, royalsussexchannel@gmail.com. And I'll pin that so that it'll be there. And then there is also, let me grab that. That is the official mailing address for Royal Sussex. Okay. All right. Thank you for asking, though. Let's see. Listen. Okay, so one of the things that I've heard more often than I care to even admit is that the royals will officiate or appear at different situations, and also they will maintain absolutely no opinion about politics. They will not get involved with politics, right? And what is the last part of that? That they are going to do charity work. The amount of what they call work that they're doing for charity Is that really work? Most studies have shown that the royals do not make any impact whatsoever to the bottom line when it comes to a charity. I believe that the royals' appearances at various charity functions is more like a highlight to the social season than anything else. But there's no one opening up their checkbook or digging in their pockets and making a charitable contribution because of the royals. No one. It just does not happen. At least not those royals. Now, when it comes to the Sussexes, when it came to Princess Diana, they were more hands-on. They were more actively involved. They don't just have courtiers planning an appearance. And also, the Sussexes make charitable contributions themselves. And because of the Sussexes, over $2 million, the worldwide Sussex, oh gosh, I forget what we call it. But anyway, the Sussex squad has raised over $2 million. We just raised $20,000 between Archie and Lily's birthday. So over the past 4 or 5 years, we have raised $2 million. Amongst the Sussex squad, we have raised $2 million. Now, the so-called derangers, the monarchists, the royal supporters, can they say the same? Also, amongst that side of things, they're more likely to have infighting. They're more likely to go to war with one another. They often fall out with each other. So there's a huge difference on our side of things compared to their side of things. I just want to point that out and remind people that there's a huge difference between what the Sussexes are doing in terms of charity in comparison to the rest of that family. As a matter of fact, I do believe that there's been just a couple of occasions where Charles, I think, made a contribution. They said it was substantial, but they never did give us a actual amount that he made a contribution for something some time ago. But that is rare. That is actually rare that they ever do anything like that. Okay. Let me get this off the screen. Oh no, wedding photos. Oh look, it's Harry's wife on the front cover of the Fail, another BS royal book. Well, somebody has a royal book and it hasn't got a lot of fanfare, but the book is another revised history lesson. Like, for instance, one of the articles in the book, one of the articles in the Daily Mail is an excerpt from the book, which says the real reason the marriage of Harry and Meghan was doomed to fail or something like that for the royal family, or anyway, what other people didn't see. So they're going to try to rewrite the history yet again. I didn't even bother to look at it. I didn't realize that it was like a new book that's out. I don't even know the name of the book. I really don't care. But this is something that's going to go on for years. And I do mean for years. There are going to be so many books that are supposed to be about other people, but the main part of the story is going to be Harry and Meghan. That is the way they are going to sell these books. That is the only way to make them interesting. There's only so many ways that you can tell the story before you have to make up things. Just like there's an illustration that was made around the time, but it was after Lincoln's assassination. And if there was actually as many people at his bedside when he died that have claimed to have been there over the years, they would have needed to have been in a ballroom. But instead, they took Lincoln to a boarding house across the street from the theater and laid him on an angle in the bed because it was too small for his 6'4.5" frame. And that's where he died. Even his wife wasn't in the room. She was outside. But let them tell the story. There were probably 13, 14, 20 people in the room when he took his last breath because everybody wanted to say they were there. Right? And so over the years, there have been many books written about that. Many books written about the Kennedys. Oh, there's so many books about the Kennedys. And everybody knows what happened to Marilyn Monroe. How many books about that? But when it involves attractive people in particular, like Marilyn Monroe, they're going to just keep writing books. And there were so many people that were responsible for Marilyn Monroe. Oh, Peter Lawford was there. John F. Kennedy was there. Robert Kennedy was there. What was it? Did I say Peter Lawford? Anyway, there were so many people in that room. All of them wanted to make sure that whatever secrets that Marilyn Monroe learned, she would take it to her grave. It's nonsense. And unfortunately, we are going to go through year after year after year of people who know something about the Sussexes that nobody else knows. They know something about the wedding that nobody else saw. They seen it. They seen it. They witnessed something that did not happen. But that is not going to stop them. They're going to just keep writing these books. That's the point I'm making, is that they're going to keep writing and writing and writing. And then when that fails, there will be a new season of The Crown. Eventually, they'll get to it. There'll be a new season of The Crown. And even though it's supposed to be about Charles and Godzilla, one of the major features is going to be Harry and Meghan. Even if they're only about 10 minutes of it, 5 minutes of it, that is what they're going to use to promote it. And all of these things are based on people who were not there, who knew somebody who used to take out the garbage for the neighbor next door of somebody that saw something. So buckle your seatbelt. It's going to be a very long trip. Let's see. Every derogatory trope they used on Harry and Meghan is coming back to haunt them, including non-working royals and how much was spent on the renovation of that cottage. Carolyn Baker, you are so right. You are absolutely right, because this actually throws it right back into their faces. They were so preoccupied with Harry and Meghan getting something for nothing, even though they have spent more than any of them. But this whole notion that they got something for nothing, when the truth is there have been, and Carolyn Baker, I thought that a long time ago that this was taken care of with Queen Elizabeth, because there were massive complaints about the fact that the Kents and the Gloucesters and the whoever else it was living rent-free, and that Queen Elizabeth had them pay rent on these properties at Kensington Palace, of all places. Am I wrong about that? Haven't we been down this road before where people were paying nothing to live at Kensington Palace? They said it was the world's poshest council housing estate. And that after public outcry, it was determined that, yes, they have been getting by for little or nothing. And if I recall, Prince Michael and Princess Michael of Kent, if I recall, they had to sell their country estate because suddenly they had to start paying rent at Kensington Palace. Am I wrong about that? Or am I remembering this the wrong way? I thought that this was something that was a big deal back in the 80s or the 90s, and that the public had this massive outcry, and all of a sudden these people had to start paying their fair share. Now it looks like they have gone completely in reverse, and that nobody is paying anything. They're just there. Anyway, thank you for the super chat. Let's see here. Let's see, but who was supposed to see Princess Meghan Sussex warning signs? She's happily married to her husband, Prince Harry, who feels who was supposed to be warned. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't even read it. I don't even care to read it. But when I saw the article, I'm going to tell you what I was looking for. I was trying to figure out who wrote it. I thought, oh my God, is this another Richard Eden? And when I looked at the top of the article looking for the name, I didn't see it. So I scrolled all the way to the bottom, and then that's when I found out it was supposed to be from a new book. And after that, I promptly closed it and moved on. Yeah, because I didn't think it was anything to it, so I didn't even bother. You know what I do with a lot of these articles? Celibacy. I wait for celibacy. Instead of giving them the engagement, which, by the way, that's one of those articles that has a paywall, of course. But instead of giving them the engagement, I go to celibacy. And if it's important, they will discuss it and they will, have their spin. But that way I could avoid giving any credit to the actual tabloid. Also, another good source is Feminagra and JP Konoba. Instead of giving that engagement to the Daily Mail or the Sun or whatever, try to stick with them. Try to stick with them. If it's important, they will discuss it. And they are pretty good with keeping up with most of the topics to do with the royals. And that way you're not giving them the engagement. So I'm looking at celibacy now. I went right to the category royal. And so far, they have not mentioned that article. So when they do, I will share it with you, or you can keep an eye on it yourself. Yeah, I think that's a good policy, is to avoid going directly into their articles. You see the headline, and then I would say just go to another source or wait for your favorite content creator. But I don't think there's anything new under the sun. I'm curious to know what it was, but not so curious. I was more curious to know who wrote yet another article. I was really trying to prove to myself, oh, it must be Richard Eden, but it wasn't. It's another book. But thank you for your comment. What? Have they? There was just an update from iOS And oh gosh, did they do some kind of update with the let me see here. I know they just had an update with YouTube. So okay, I see the stickers, but the loyalty badge, that one I'm not sure of. Oh, Hazel Jones is here. Oh, Hazel Jones, you responded to what I said. Let's see. It was Prince Michael and his wife. Okay, thank you so much. So they were the ones that were paying nothing in the past. And then there was this big public outcry about them living rent-free. And then, if I recall, Queen Elizabeth had some massive intervention where she began to charge them market rate. I think that's right. Prince Michael and Princess Michael were living rent-free at the Kensington Palace. Okay, so I looked it up. It says here, while the palace previously announced in 2010 that the couple would be paying their own £120,000 annual rent, the NAO report that King Charles ultimately covers their rent. Oh my God. King Charles is still paying their rent. Because of the apartment is situated within a secure gated area, it is not available on the open market, so rent is typically calculated as a percentage of the market value. Their rent has increased by roughly 34% in recent years and is currently valued at 63% of the open market rate. Oh, it says here working versus non-working, and now their housing policies differ. Other National Audit Office findings regarding other royal residences, the exact location and history of Kensington Palace, let me know. It says here, let me know. This is AI. Let me know what you like to explore. Hell, all of it. Isn't that something? You see there? King Charles with his slim down monarchy. King Charles with his slim down monarchy is still paying as though it was Queen Elizabeth. And they have been living in apartment 10 at Kensington Palace, the Kents. They have been living there for, it says here, for 4 decades. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Thank you, Hazel Jones. You are a wealth of knowledge. Yep. Thank you, Sean Jones. Just goes to show that working royal is only a term they invented to justify their treatment of Harry and Meghan. Oh, Kim Coates says everyone gets free housing except for Meghan and Harry, who are doing the lion's share of the work. Yet Charles said there's no money for Meghan. Huh. Wonder what Willie's doing with millions saved in not financing Harry, Meghan and Harry. Yes. Oh, that is a great point. I didn't think about that. That is a great point. Charles was the Prince of Wales and was financing Willie and Kitty, right? And for a short period of time, Meghan and Harry. And before that, just Harry. And so, oh, and of course, the Wellses' children. That is very interesting. That is very interesting. And what's even worse is they were trying to make us believe that Charles was paying for Meghan's wardrobe, right? That Charles was financing Meghan's wardrobe, which of course is what they wanted us to believe, which is the reason why they, one of the reasons why they repeatedly told us how much Meghan's clothing prices were, because they wanted us to believe that the royal family was paying for everything Meghan had. Thank you for that, Kim Coates. That is brilliant, because he is saving a fortune. Let's see. Oh, the time flies when you're and I got a whole bunch of stuff ahead, so yeah, we're going to be here for a minute. Ooh. Yeah, what is Harry thinking right now? With all of this fuss about the housing arrangements, I'm pretty sure Harry has known about this, though. I would be more than certain that he knows about it. Okay. Well, you guys, there's so many good comments here. Oh, I've been using my phone for the badges because I can't get them on my iPad. Okay. Yeah, I'm embarrassed to say it. I don't really know much about the badges. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for your comments. Now, take a look at this. Again, there has been a wedding this weekend, and if it wasn't featuring Meghan and Harry, then of course, let's see. Is this supposed to be is this the Sunday version? No, that's Saturday, isn't it? I think this is Saturday. Oh, you know what? It's that same book, right? It's that same book. First Meghan, and then Kitty. Okay. Same book. I wonder who wrote the book. I saw it and I forgot just that fast. Anyway, you guys, I'm not going to bother with that book. As you can see, the whole point is to pit one woman against the other. That's what they're doing here. That's going to be the subtext, is that they're really pitting woman against woman. That's all that is. So I'm going to ignore it for now. Let's see. The blue, is it? Says, yes, the blue shade says, one of the problems with Meghan is that she's a divorcee rather, and it's not a good look. But when you're a white woman, they don't really see that. They don't really see the problem. All the fake protocols, the fake outrage only applied to Meghan. Ain't that the truth? It's only a problem when you show up with your brown skin in an institution that seems to uphold white supremacy. Then there's a problem. Then there's a problem. When the institution appears, I'm just going to say appears to uphold white supremacy, then there's a problem. And that is something that I have noticed my whole life. When we had a black mayor in Chicago, all of a sudden the rules changed. We had a black president, all of a sudden the rules changed. Black mayor of New York City, black mayor of Los Angeles. Back in the 1980s, there was a phenomenon going on across the United States. Most of the major cities across the country, I mean the really big cities, they one by one had a period of having black mayors. And that seemed to cause a panic in certain circles, because those cities were the economic engines of the day for the state of California, for the state of Illinois, for the state of New York. I think what New York had was Dinkins, right? They had Governor Dinkins, was it? Or was it Mayor Dinkins? I think it was the mayor. And then, of course, Atlanta, the metropolitan Atlanta area, you had a black mayor in Atlanta. And this was like scary to people, because those big cities are economic engines. Most of the people in the state of Illinois live within 100 miles of downtown Chicago. So the influence that the mayors of these cities have extend far outside of the city, well into the suburbs and beyond. And there's a lot of power with that. And then, of course, when that happened, all of a sudden, then the rules changed. All of a sudden, we began to enforce things that people didn't even know about. So, yeah, that happens. So when Meghan showed up, they had to create a new vocabulary to describe things that otherwise people didn't even know was a thing. They didn't even know it was a problem. They didn't even know that it was an issue or a rule. But all of that changes. Let's see. Don't forget the groom's mother. You guys, Muriel can be really messy. Don't forget the groom's mother. That is actually one of those, what do they call it, a GIF, and she's just waving like crazy. I thought that was funny. But yeah, Muriel can find some stuff I didn't even know exist. Let's see. Aho wrote the book. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Did she? Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. She did wear white. I remember that. She did wear white. And there was that very awkward photo. Oh, Harlan Baker says they are both married to multimillionaires. Thank you very much, Harlan Baker. I'm sorry I missed that. Meaning, of course, Beatrice and Eugenie, correct? Well, I always say that, what's his name? Jack Brooksbank. I always say that he's a bartender, but no, he has some big position with a company that distributes liquor. and I don't know what his job title is, but I know he makes a lot of money. And I believe that what's his name, Mapoli, whatever his name is, his family has money. Yeah, he comes from means. So both of them married, guys with money. They're not broke. They're not just there trying to get something out of the royal family. I believe that they were both men of means before they married into the family. Okay. Oh, yeah. This is what they used to say. Villain Camilla. Camilla is to blame. Let's not rewrite history and pretend that the red carpet was rolled out for Camilla. She was the most reviled woman in the UK for decades. But you would never know that now by the way that she has been rebranded. She has been rebranded because of her connection to the press and because I'm sure of her ability to deliver the Sussexes on a silver platter. Let's see. Let me see. Baron Rule like will not and Kate trying to attach Harry and Meghan for not bringing them an Easter present. Harry said he didn't know that was a thing. Exactly. Thank you so much for the super chat. And I think that outside of the US, the idea of an Easter basket or Easter presents or something like that, I don't think that's much of a thing outside of the US, is it? Or North America for that matter. But I know there's a lot of things like a baby shower. I don't think that's a big thing in the UK, is it, having a baby shower? And now we got the gender reveal, which I hate those, the gender reveals. Yeah, I don't like that. Also, one of the reasons I don't like the gender reveal is because it's yet another thing that put pressures on women who do not have children of their own. I think that puts a lot of pressure on people. Yeah. Well, yeah, thank you so much for your comment. But let me know about that, you guys. Is the whole Easter gift a thing outside of the US? But it's nothing that Harry grew up with, so he didn't know anything about that. Oh, been around the block, been around town, more likely. Kite flying at Easter. Baby shower, no. Okay. They made it up to attack. Oh, okay. I remember that from the book, but I must admit, let's see. Easter gift giving is given in the UK is not a thing previously. And so they just inserted that as a way to attack the Sussexes. Okay. Well, thank you. That is very helpful because I was not sure. Huh. Okay. Well, thank you very much, you guys. I feel better informed. Oh, yeah, he'll get it somewhere along the line. I'm pretty sure of that. He'll get it somewhere. Okay. Andrew profited from Royal Lodge sublets. Let's do this one. Let's do this one.
Something else. I didn't know. You latched onto something else. I didn't know, and I've sort of made it my business to know quite a lot about the royal finances. I didn't know that the royal family earned income from the Crown estate properties that were leased with them, and that is bad because the purpose of the Crown estate, its prime purpose is actually to ensure that they maximize the income and the value that they get for us, the taxpayer, for the state. They're not there to fund the royal family. They're there to maximize income for the exchequer to pay for public services. And I don't think really, it surprised me that the properties, they get about it's a fifth of the properties, I think, that are owned by the Crown estate are controlled by the royal family. I don't think it is appropriate that they get additional income in that way. They get money from the sovereign grant, they get money from the Duchy of Cornwall, and they get money from the Duchy of Lancaster. Their own personal money is their own personal affair, but this is not their money. The Crown estate is public property. You latched onto something else. I didn't know, and I've sort of made it my...
Okay. I don't know what she's talking about. I thought the Crown estate, I thought it was all just a bit of a clever way to make it seem, I mean, okay, I do get that the Crown estate is supposed to be profitable and that part of that money goes back to the Crown. No, it goes back to the, yeah. You know what? Let me get my graph out. I'm going to do that again, but this time we are going to have a visual so that we can all picture whatever the hell she's talking about. Crown estate. I got it here. Okay, give me just a second. I will find it. And then we will listen to that again and see if what she says makes sense. Okay, where's my graphic? My trusty graphic. Oh, come on. I know I got that somewhere. You guys have no idea how many photos I have related to this work. No idea. I don't know, but I know it's at thousands. So when I can't find something, you guys do not get frustrated with me. I have so much stuff, and I've had to label those things over time. Okay, now let's listen to that again and see if any of that makes sense. Ready? Here goes.
You latched onto something else. I didn't know, and I've sort of made it my business to know quite a lot about the royal finances. I didn't know that the royal family earned income from the Crown estate properties that were leased with them, and that is bad because the purpose of the Crown estate, its prime purpose is actually to ensure that they maximize the income and the value that they get for us, the taxpayer, for the state. They're not there to fund the royal family. They're there to maximize income for the exchequer to pay for public services. And I don't think really. It surprised me that the properties they get about it's a fifth of the properties, I think, that are owned by the Crown Estate are controlled by the royal family. I don't think it is appropriate that they get additional income in that way. They get money from the sovereign grant. They get money from the Duchy of Cornwall, and they get money from the Duchy of Lancaster. Their own personal money is their own personal affair, but this is not their money. The Crown Estate is public property.
I think it's deliberately confusing because they don't want people to pay much attention to it. Let me put that back again. So I don't even know where this starts. Okay, I get it. So the Crown Estate makes money, right? They make a profit. That profit is paid to the Treasury or the Exchequer. And then that money is calculated 15 to 25% goes to the sovereign grant, which is paid to the Crown, which owns, guess what? The Crown Estate. Shall we do that one more time? The Crown Estate makes the money, right? And God willing, they make a profit. That profit is paid to the Treasury, the Exchequer. The Exchequer, whatever the hell that is, calculates 15 to 25% of said profit, and then that is sent to the sovereign grant, which pays the Crown, which owns, guess what? The Crown Estate, which makes the money, which, of course, God willing, is profitable. And they take that profit and they pay it to the Treasury or the Exchequer, and the Exchequer then calculates 15 to 25% of that money, and bada bang, bada boom, they send that money to the sovereign grant, which, of course, will pay the money to the Crown Estate, right? Well, they pay it to the Crown. And the Crown owns, guess what? The Crown Estate. Please tell me, what is the point of this? What is the point of it? It is the silliest thing. I mean, I look at it and I say to myself,
who do they think they are?
Because I don't understand it. I don't understand what the whole point of this is. Why not just give some money to the royal family and say, here, this is what you need to run your business. And then why don't they have another person, a government official, to handle the royal estates? Because there's a Crown Estates. Those are properties that belong to the Crown. That means that Charles can never sell them. And that means that, of course, William can never sell it. That belongs to the Crown. And then they have their own personal property, like Sandringham Estate, Balmoral, and, of course, what's the name of Charles? Highgrove. Those are personal properties. Those properties can never be sold because they belong to the Crown Estate. None of this makes much sense to me. I think it's just like some huge joke that they are playing on the public. Because you know what's happening? Along the way, between the Crown Estate and the Exchequer, some of that profit is siphoned off and being paid to other people. And then from the Treasury to the sovereign grant, some of that money is being siphoned off and paid to other people. And then between the sovereign grant and the Crown, some more money comes up missing. And then from the Crown to the Crown Estate, you better believe that some more money is being peeled away. So along the way, everybody's getting paid. But the lion's share of the money is supposed to go to the government. this is silly. It doesn't make any sense. If this was any other business, it would have gone under. It would have failed like any fashion label that Kate Middleton has ever worn. It would just go under. They would shutter the business and they would say that the environment has changed or the cost of doing business is too high, when everybody knows that Kate Middleton is a curse to a proper fashion brand. Smoke and mirrors. Smoke and mirrors. It's all a bunch of nonsense. And I think it's all an elaborate hoax, deliberately confusing so that people don't ask too many questions. I make it my business to know things about the royal family. Well, you better get into another business because you ain't gonna ever win with that one, sweetie. Without their stolen riches. Thank you, Joe Garcia. Let me see here. All right. Wow, you guys have got the knives out today. I love it. Now, apparently, milk is being served at the reception instead of imported all the way from China, no less. Okay, so they have imported milk from China to serve to the wedding guests as a way to promote Peter Phillips' favorite milk brand. By the way, you guys, is it true that Peter Phillips had sold the photo rights to his first wedding to, I forget which magazine. I think it was Hello Magazine or something. But he had sold the rights to the photos from his first wedding. You guys, I don't want to be critical, but don't you think that coat is too long? Don't you think that coat is too long? See, that's why cousins shouldn't marry. That's exactly why cousins shouldn't marry. Look at that. Look at the way that coat is fitting him. Either his legs is too short or his torso is too long. I'm just seeing penguin for some reason. I know he's got some little short arms too. I notice his arms are kind of short too. Everybody from that family just looks weird, except for Harry. Harry come out looking pretty normal in comparison to some other members of that family. It was the Spencer genes that saved Harry. I mean, I look at him and I just hear rank, 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 rank. He just has penguin written all over him. Rank, rank. What a bizarre looking individual. Yes, Peter Phillips had a milk campaign for a Chinese dairy company. And without their permission, they used Longleat as a backdrop to one of the milk ads because they wanted to show a royal residence in the background, and they used Longleat without permission. Here, I'll show you. Yeah, the ad featured Longleat was in the background of a photo of Peter Phillips drinking some of that milk from China. You know, I don't want to criticize China, but you know, there was a time when people from China, when they wanted baby formula, they refused to drink baby formula, or that is to give their child baby formula that was made in China. I mean, there were people who made some nice money. All you had to do was go to your local supermarket and buy up baby formula and then ship it to China. That was a real thing. Do you guys remember that? Because they didn't trust the ingredients that went into the product in China. And I do believe that there was some thing that happened and some kids unfortunately died. But yeah, you could especially Australia. They for some reason in Australia, that was one of the countries, the Australia, California, they wanted baby formula desperately, and you would have to send them the receipt from the store where you purchased it, because eventually there were people in the United States that somehow, or you know what, they may not have been in the United States, maybe they were pretending to be in the US, but they had to put limits on the amount of formula that you could buy at one time, because there were shops that were running out of baby formula for people who actually needed baby formula. So there was a limit to how much you could buy. I think you had to show your ID and everything. So it was weird. So because of that, I don't think that I would ever drink milk that comes from China just because of that, because I would be rather nervous that whatever it is they're afraid of with the baby formula. Now, that being said, I consume quite a few food products from China. So, but it's just that one thing I think I'm going to avoid until further notice. But you know, that was a long time ago. Maybe they worked it out. I haven't heard anything about that in years, but I do remember that was a thing some time ago where people were afraid of the baby formula. Oh well, that was the Longleat house. There's Peter Phillips guzzling that mystery milk, whatever's inside of it. Ah, and take a look. Take a look. Just as proud as the day they were born. There's Beatrice and Eugenie. There's that Monopoly guy, whatever his name is. And there's the bartender, Jax Brookbanks, the bartender. Look at him. That curious quartet. Here comes the Epstein sisters, laugh out loud, says Nina. You know what? She has got quite a cute little shape, don't she? Is that Beatrice or Eugenie? That's Beatrice. Beatrice has a cute little shape. Look at how tight that waist is. She looks nice. She looks rather nice. Her and Monopoly. That chip off the old Andrew. And then, of course, looking like he's a bit unaware of where he is and what's going on, there's Jack Brooksbank. I don't know. It's something about Jack. It's the eyes, I think. Sometimes I'll be wondering if he even knows that his wife is a royal princess. Yeah. Sometimes he seems a bit confused. Oh, well. Wherever he is, I'm glad he's there. Wherever he is, I'm glad he's there. I mean, does he know what's going on? He has that far away look in his eyes sometimes. See there? Everybody is focused on what's ahead, and he's looking all around. Poor kid. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I'm just having a little fun. That's all. Prudence Montague is here. Hi, Prudence. Thank you for joining us. There you are. Hello, Prudence Montague. Thank you for being a part of today. And of course, there to greet them with open arms, Mike Tyndall was very warm to the York sisters. He embraced them, gave them a sweet kiss on both cheeks, and he hugged and embraced Mr. Monopoly and the bartender. He was nice enough. I mean, he was really warm. It's almost as though that family does not deserve the warmth that he gives to each member of the family. That being said, that guy is about as crooked as a day is long. That's why he's so nice, because he's always up to stuff behind the scenes, allegedly. I don't trust him. That's why he'd be so nice to everybody, because he's always got some kind of angle going. Marrying into that family is one of the best things that could have ever happened to him. And you know what? The wife is in on it with him. They both, I'm telling you, they are making good money, those two. And they are, don't they have a property on Princess Anne's estate? Now, I believe Afro Annie's house was bought outright. I don't think that there's any long-term lease. I believe that her house is bought and paid for. And so you never hear Afro Annie's house come up in any of these discussions. It's always Crackpot Park. What's the name of Edward and Sophie? They live at Crackpot Park or something like that. And you always hear about their property. And of course, any place that Andrew has lived. But you never hear anything about Afro Annie's place. Oh, that's right. They are the new Fab Four. And of course, Zara the Tongue Ring Tyndall and Mike Tyndall, they are the royal family's secret weapon. Oh, Bagshot. Bagshot. That's the name of it. It's not Crackpipe Park. Is Bagshot Park. Thank you. It is Bagshot Park. That's a weird name too. Ooh. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Oh, that's terrible. That is terrible. And people from China was paying a fortune for people to ship baby formula from the US and from Australia. I suppose they were getting baby formula from Canada too. Pretty much any place where they trusted the food quality, they were having people ship that formula. Are they still doing that, or are we beyond that now? I hope so, because, not everybody can afford to do that. So I do hope that things are better now. And this is why when people say, well, conservative people, when they say, oh, we want to deregulate, it's because of those regulations that the food quality and safety is practically guaranteed. If not, there will be hell to pay. That's why you need regulation. Because if you trust the manufacturers, they will substitute and cut corners in ways that can be deadly. So having things regulated, yes, it may cost more, but no price is too high when it comes to your health and well-being. So yeah, this is why we need regulations, because you cannot trust those people to do things right. If that was the case, they wouldn't be buying baby formula from the Western world. Flordeca, thank you so much for being here. I hope I got that right. Now, I don't know if William needs the wee-wee or what, but for some reason, he got out that car looking like James Brown doing his famous camel walk. I mean, he come out there and his feet just sliding left and right. Oh, man. One of his pants legs is all hiked up on one side. I mean, what's going on? What's going on, William? Do you have to wee-wee? Didn't you go before you left home? What's the problem? I mean, he's getting out the car looking like his clothes are on backwards. What is the problem here? You are a prince of the realm, and yet you look like you're doing James Brown on your way out the car. It's the pulled pork sandwich. He had a little pulled pork before he left home or on the way to the wedding. There's something about weddings that he gets the appetite for pulled pork sandwiches. Yeah, well, William got out that car. I promise you, if you've ever seen James Brown do that little dance where he's shuffling his feet, that's what William looks like. I got the feeling, huh? Hey, baby, baby, I got the feeling, huh? Hey, I got the feeling, huh? I got the feeling. Come on, y'all. I got the feeling, huh? Hey, got the feeling, huh? Oh, yes, got the feeling. Baby, 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 baby. I got the feeling, huh? Hey. What? What? Now, you know when my voice get that high, I'm shocked. What? Dickie Arbiter still lives at Kensington Palace? No wonder he got to say good things about that family. I wish I could find the video. I want to see if William was doing that James Brown's dance. I got the feeling, huh? Hey, hey, I got the feeling, huh? I got the feeling. Poor guy. I bet you his underwear is all bunched up and everything. That's what's wrong with him. His underwear is all bunched up and he was trying to, you know, yank it out of the dark spaces. And then and then when he stepped out the car, it looked like he was doing the James Brown dance. That's the James Brown dance. Bum, 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 bum. I got the feeling. Hey. All he has to do is start sliding from side to side like James Brown. Although I think it's weird that he chooses a wedding to do his James Brown impersonation. I really do find that rather strange. What is that dance called when James Brown got his feet shuffling left and right like that? Okay, it says here, the signature move where James Brown rapidly pivots and shuffles his feet from left to right across the stage is most commonly known as the James Brown shuffle. So William obviously is doing William is obviously doing the James Brown shuffle. Okay. Well, thank you. That was helpful. I did not know that's exactly what he was doing, but let me see if I can find a video. The James Brown shuffle. Let me see. Baby, 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 I got the feeling, hey, huh, baby, baby, I got the feeling, huh, hey. Okay. Oh, okay. Here's a good one. I'm going to send you the link, you guys, so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to find a good version of it for you so you can see him do that little shuffle. Because I think that's what Willie is doing. You know, he got that scar on his forehead, right? So it's not to say that over time, whatever blow he took to his head, maybe that's one of the side effects, is that he thinks he's James Brown. Well, all these videos are so grainy. I was trying to find one that that looks a little more easy to view. Well, anyway, I'll let you find it yourself. Just go to YouTube and search the James Brown shuffle, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Oh, here's a good one. I'll give you this link. Here's a good one right here. Hey, I got the feeling, huh, baby, baby, I got the feeling, hey. That's so weird, though. Why is his feet going every which direction? Are you okay, sir? Sir, are you okay? All right, sir. And that's how they say it. All right, sir. What is that word, discombobulated? Let me see. Discombobulated. I think that what you're seeing is the definition of discombobulated. Discombobulated is an informal adjective meaning to be confused, disconcerted, or thrown completely off kilter. It describes a state of being disorientated or upset, where things feel like an absolute mess and nothing makes sense. You know what? Why not just say William? That's the definition of discombobulated, William. That is when you're off kilter, confused, disconcerted, and an absolute mess. That means you go to a wedding and you step out the car. It looks like your pants are backwards. And you don't know how to plant your feet on the ground. You don't know how to plant your feet on the ground. Your feet are going every which direction like James Brown. I got the feeling, ha! Hey, baby, baby, I got the feeling, huh? Help me. I got the feeling. Come on, y'all. I got the feeling. Baby, 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 baby. I got the feeling. Hey, huh? Baby, baby, I got the feeling, huh? Woo! Look at him. He getting down, ain't he? Yep, he getting down. Anyway, you guys, let me move on. I can never get that image out of my mind's eye. That is permanently fixed there now. Oh boy. I'm laughing so much my nose is running. Poor William. Poor William. It takes a lot to keep it all together, doesn't it? Poor kid. Oh, so I got another soundbite. So this is what I was supposed to have earlier. Sussex's to Miss Peter Phillips' wedding. Here we go again. Here we go again. All right. Let's do this, and we will talk about it on the other side, okay? I got the feeling, huh, baby, baby, I got the feeling, huh. Okay. Hey, Mercy, I got the feeling, huh, baby, baby, I got the feeling.
I know Peter Phillips and Zara have a very different sort of royal life in a way than the rest. But this seems a comparatively intimate affair.
It's very, can I say, I know Kemble really well because that's my local station. Right. It's a beautiful little place. The church is tiny, so it's not going to be any kind of, having the King and Queen is fantastic if they're, if they're there. But I mean, it's not going to be like a Westminster affair. It's just going to be friends and family. And I'm kind of smiling to myself thinking if there's a lot of media there's not a lot of space. So it's going to be cosy, if I can say that.
Well, the media will be kept outside.
Oh, absolutely.
But the fact that the Sussexes aren't coming, and not even Harry on his own, I mean, can he do any more to sort of alienate himself from the family? He's making himself the black sheep, isn't he?
He absolutely. And the thing I was wondering is, because I know I obviously know them quite well, Peter and obviously Harry, and I was kind of thinking I can almost imagine that there would have certainly been some kind of phone call, even though he may not have been invited. I still think that there would have been a discussion about it because they're close, and maybe Harry was probably aware that it wasn't a good idea to be there, because the thing is, it will overshadow. That's right, to overshadow the wedding. And obviously they don't want to do that. I would think they wouldn't want to do. I'd hope they wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, isn't it? I would wonder whether he'd actually been invited at all for that reason.
Well,
but if they are quite close, then they could come to an understanding.
I think so. And I mean, if they spent time together over recent years, there's a lot of people kind of saying that he's picked the camp, they're picking camp. I don't think I think it's very difficult. It's difficult for any family when you have a fallout, isn't it? Trying to pick sides. And I think also they're all family. Everyone's watching what's going on. We're all interested in what's going on. So they've almost got to have poker faces with this.
What about the Yorks at this wedding? Eugenie and Beatrice, are they going?
Well, there's a rumour that they'll be there. So again, that'll be... I'm quite sure we won't see their father or mother there.
No, but no reason why they shouldn't be there, surely.
What, Beatrice and Eugenie?
Yeah, no, I mean, they're part of the same generation.
And again, they all got on. They were all very close. So I imagine that they will have been invited, and I think it's possible that they will they will go.
But you're right that the photographers, wherever they are made to stand, will be after the shots of, I mean, if Harry were to go, there would be shots of William and Kate and what their faces look like. And as you say, it would be a shame they can't just smile and relax because they've got to remain poker faced.
They've got to, it's so difficult. I always, you know, when you kind of see them out and about and you see them kind of at the duties and, you know, you can look at them, you can see the reactions and it's difficult because if they make us the wrong reaction or you've even got lip readers now watching what's going on. Yeah. So it's really difficult for them. So I do feel for them.
They have to bring back fans.
Oh, yes.
So they can whisper behind their fans.
Okay. A lot to unpack here. So the part that really stuck out for me is that you could almost hear them praying that Harry shows up. And then, of course, everybody knows that if he shows up, then that would be a huge distraction for everything else that's going on. Just like with the coronation. It seemed to be more about what Harry was doing and less about the coronation itself. Like when Camilla trundled her way into the Westminster Abbey. They say they don't want it, but they're praying for it at the same time. Just like they really do want for Meghan to be there. And at the same time, they just said, whatever face they make, they're going to report about it. They'll have lip readers. They really can't win one way or the other. But you're hoping that they ignore all of those things and show up anyway. And of course, the guy on the right there, that's the butler guy, right? That's the one who was the butler, Grant, whatever his face is. He says, of course, I know Harry, I know Peter, and I would think that there would have been a phone call. You would think that at some point people would catch on that the royal family is just a template and that these conversations that never happened, they can make out these appearances to be whatever they want it to be based on a glance, a photo, a quick video or something like that. You really are able to just project upon these things. Just like William is supposed to be so hostile toward Beatrice and Eugenie, but yet they were greeted with open arms, right? Starting with Mike Tyndall, everything was okay the moment they showed up. And it's just like years ago when they had this whole thing about government housing and who's getting free housing. Well, when the cameras weren't looking, it seems like they reverted right back to what they were doing before. Given enough time, you'll find out that a lot of this hostility from William is just bluster. It's a way to keep his name featured in the daily news and that there's not much to it. Just like before Charles became king, there was all this talk about taking the titles away from the Sussexes. And they may very well have tried to do that to the children, except for, Meghan called them out. And then all of a sudden, nobody was interested in doing anything. But yeah, it's the fake outrage. Like this woman here, she has all of this hostility for the Sussexes. But, why wouldn't Beatrice and Eugenie show up? They haven't done anything. I mean, that's the tone of it. They haven't done anything. They are the ones who directly profited from this whole Epstein thing. Everything that happened with Epstein and the York family, everybody made money. Everybody. Sarah Ferguson, Andrew, Beatrice, and Eugenie, everyone has been paid and paid a lot. Now, I don't have it in for Beatrice and Eugenie. I don't blame them because their parents are the ones that got them mixed up in that whole nonsense. But they're not children anymore either. And at a certain point, they should have known better. Like the first time their father got in trouble, or the first time that their mother got in trouble. They should have known better. But yet they still take. Why do they do that? Because all is forgiven. This may be the open door necessary to get Beatrice and Eugenie back into the fold, right? To get them back on the balcony. It might seem a bit too soon, but it may very well play out that way. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, it's to keep this constant dialogue to keep people engaged, and a lot of it don't mean anything. These people are so incredibly stupid. What part of the Sussexes aren't returning to that primitive racist trash bin of a monarchy? Don't they understand? Those fools never stop with anything. No, they don't. No, they don't, because it's wishful thinking. They say it to keep you engaged, but deep down inside, it would be a huge payday if the Sussexes show up. A huge payday. Just like the whole pseudo royal tour, they're so critical of the Sussexes when they are on tour somewhere. First, if they know about it in advance, right, then they start off with what is this about? What are they going to do? How will they be received? And then when they get there, well, we must admit the crowds are overwhelming. The people and we're seeing the old Harry. Too bad it didn't work out. And then as soon as they leave, then there's a whole nother narrative. The palace should step in. They shouldn't be able to do this. Who paid for it? All of that nonsense. It's like the stages of grief. In this case, it's the stages of the Sussexes tour. It's like a pattern that it follows, and they don't deviate one bit. It really depends on whether they know about it in advance. And then they wonder why they don't get advance notice, because they will abuse it. If they get any advance notice from the Sussexes, it will be abused. So it's so much better to let it be a surprise so that they do not have time to formulate an attack. You do not want to give them that benefit. Sometimes it cannot be helped. But when Meghan went to Australia, they got advance notice, and look at what they did with that. Look at what they did with that. I mean, they practically threatened the Sussexes. They threatened Meghan by implying that they were going to do something to disrupt her visit. All of that, and Meghan made an appearance for about 2 hours? But what they were hoping is that there were going to be days of material that they could get. Like Meghan would be there from start to finish. If they had given prior notice of what the intentions were for that visit, then they would have used it against them. So for that reason, I don't think they should ever know. It gives them too much opportunity to create mischief. They were willing to compromise their moral, just feel like they're right. The Sussex is wrong for protecting their mental health. Exactly. The Sussexes are trying to protect themselves. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen this lady before. She looks somewhat familiar, but she's messy. She's really messy. What you couldn't see from the video is that she was kind of shaking her head like, oh, yes, that's terrible. And then at one point, you actually see her looking into the camera, hoping to making sure that her reaction, this is all theater. This is why I tell you guys, if you want to protect your mental health, it is so much better. Even The View, whatever show it is, anything positive about the Sussexes, they're going to be outnumbered. If there's anyone positive on toward the Sussexes, they're going to be outnumbered. And even if there isn't any counterpoint, it's all theater, with them pretending like they're so disgusted, they're so angry, they're so bothered, they're so triggered. And it's all just a bunch of play acting. They try not to sound so cruel. They try to seem impartial. Like, I was really appreciating Meghan until she did that one thing. Like, remember the red dress? I was on Meghan's side until she wore this red dress. What type of mental gymnastics do you deploy to make sense out of that statement? I was on Meghan's side until she showed up in this red dress. Well, that right there, of course, when you say red dress, it implies what? What was the movie with Betty Davis? Jezebel. It implies Jezebel. It implies a woman who doesn't know her place. It implies that the woman is too outspoken. She wants attention, too boisterous, all of that kind of stuff. When the truth is, red is a perfect color to wear when you want to make a certain impact. But these people want you to take the very classic image of the woman in red, like the temptress or the wickedness of it. And that is what they're implying when they say, I was for Meghan until she wore this red dress. Even if it's not in the article, just that statement alone conjures up certain feelings for people. And that's what they want you to do, is to be triggered. Well, she did wear red. And so there are people who had hostile feelings about Meghan in this red dress. They don't know why she was there. They don't know why she even chose to wear red that day. They don't know anything, but the damage is done. The damage is done. I don't like these panels. Although sometimes I do use them for reference, but by and large, you're not going to get anywhere. Occasionally, sometimes, like the lady who said, don't be stupid, sometimes you get some real prizes out of it. But by and large, it's just a bunch of play acting. Propaganda. That's a better word, propaganda. Okay, let me see. Apparently, members of the public traveled from all over the world to come to the event. Well, I thought I would help the royal propaganda by attaching photo evidence to that statement. Well, as you can see there, those who traveled from all over the world, look at that. There is a crowd one deep, and that has lots of space in between them. And okay, so let's say for the sake of argument, well, that's just one isolated photo. I've seen several photos, and most of them look just like this. The only place where there's a concentration of people is near the church. But other than that, it was just a bunch of broad open space where the local people, and by the way, this particular parish, church parish, is a very small area. You don't get this kind of fuss most days. And so, yes, some of the neighbors were very curious to come out and have a look. But remember, this is supposed to be people from all over the world. I don't think so. This is not a tourist area. This is kind of a residential community. It just does not attract that kind of crowd. But whoever wrote that wants you to believe otherwise. She looks like she's been dragged through the hedge backwards. You guys, Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter, can be a very dangerous place for your mental health, but it's also a very funny place. And I'm telling you, some of the squatties say things that kind of sneak up on you. And I don't even know what that is at her side. Is that an animal? Is that some kind of what is that? She has something running down the side. Is that part of her bag or coat? Maybe that's the trim of her coat. It looks like she has some kind of an animal pelt. I don't know what that is. Let me see if I can kind of zoom into that. Now I'm curious. What is that? What is that thing dangling off of her side? Is it alive? Is it moving? I don't know what it is. I have no idea what that is. Okay, it's a little too grainy to make it out. I want to believe that that is the collar of her coat or something like that. But cheers to her being secure enough to wear that outfit, whatever it is. I give her credit for that. She had the nerves to do it. Pink wedgies tied at the ankle. That curious fancier on her head. What the hell is she wearing? That is okay. Well, anyway, yep. I'm so curious now. I am fascinated. What is that? Something with fur. Oh my God. Let me see. I heard what Baron said. I wasn't looking at my tablet. Oh God. Yeah. That's what one of the squatties said. Looks like she's been dragged through the hedge backwards. Poor lady. I wonder if she's one of those people from all over the world. Like, did she like walk from Birmingham to get there? Did she come down from Edinburgh? How did she get there? How far has she walked? Was she at her home in Bristol and just started walking like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, and walked to the wedding? Oh, well. Oh, yes, Martin. Martin from Ministry of Hacks. Gotta have a Martin in here. Let's get Martin queued up. Morning. Happy Saturday. Okay, let's see. Where is Martin? Come on, Martin. We need you.
Friends, happy Sunday. How the heck are you doing? And yesterday it was the wedding of the minor royal Peter Phillips, the guy that sold photos of his first wedding to Hello for £500,000. The corruption and deceit runs deep in this family, as we've already discussed. Get to the point, Martin. Of course, Kate and William had to attend, and the press have been briefing us for weeks about how William's going to change the monarchy and how the York sisters, Beatrice and Eugenie, will be out in the cold because of their father's grifting behaviour and their own grifting behaviour, selling high teas in the Middle East for thousands of pounds, taking a massive cut of those profits. But surprise, surprise, Beatrice and Eugenie were at the wedding and were greeted lovingly by both Kate and William with cheek kisses exchanged as though nothing is ever wrong. So either two things are happening. William's briefing the press against them and is the smiling assassin in front of their face, or the media coverage is designed to set the narrative of what this family want you to believe. Because this family want you to believe that misdemeanors in this family are punished. And of course, we know that's not true. We know it's constant deception and deflection, and you can be who you want in this family and get away with literally almost anything. My opinion's not important. Yours is. Comments are open. Let me know what you think. Morning, friends. Happy Sunday. How the heck you doing? And yes.
Okay. Well, and that is why I said it doesn't really seem to matter. They tell you in the headlines that Beatrice and Eugenie are on the outs with the family, that there's this hostility against the family. And it turns out that that's not quite exactly the case. It seems as though that they are still, just and when they are exiled from the family, when they are not welcome to be with the family, I guess that just means that they're posturing for the press or the newspapers or whatever, or that they want the public to believe that they're being punished in some way in which they really are not being punished. They are just what is the word I'm looking for? They're being censored, maybe, like they do in Congress. When a congressman has done something deplorable, they say that the congressman is being censored, right? That means that you just get like a blemish on your record, but still you're a member of Congress and you are very much protected as any congressperson would be. That's it. You still have all the protections of Congress. Oh my goodness. She's really popular. Oh wow, they are really going to try to do this, aren't they? Oh my God, you guys, I haven't really. I'm just looking at this out the corner of my eye, and I should not have clicked on it, but I do want to share it with you. Give me just a second. I'm going to take a screenshot for effect, and then I'm going to share this with you because they are really spinning this wedding. I believe that at a certain point, they are going to say that she is the royal family's new secret weapon. She is the royal family's new secret weapon. And you guys hang in there because I got some more for you. Let me see. Okay. I do apologize. I am getting totally distracted. Okay, so I'm going to share this with you so you can hear the spin that they're putting out there for this new couple. Are you ready? And by the way, they've only been knowing each other for a year and already they're getting married. Right? They didn't wait 10 years like William.
Oh, well, everyone's really, really fond of the bride, and she's an NHS nurse, which I think. Oh, well, everyone's really, really fond of the bride, and she's an NHS nurse, which I think is part of the reason why the full royal family turned out yesterday, because, you know, they want to, she's the right kind of person for the family, and they want to support her, let's put it that way. But it's quite unusual, actually, for Catherine.
Wait, stop. She's an NHS nurse, and she's, well. She's just the right kind of person for the family. She's an NHS nurse. So does that mean that the family's medium age is so high that they need somebody to help take care of them? Or are they trying to win points with the very underpaid, underserved NHS and their patients? Also, are they trying to win points with them because of the long waiting, the wait list, the long wait list to see a doctor? So yeah, okay, I get it. Let's continue.
The Princess of Wales to arrive in a very public way to a wedding, because she's obviously so fabulous and so amazing and so gorgeous, and she's really conscious of overshadowing the bride. But I think she's really, really fond of Harriet. So she obviously made an agreement.
Hold on, let me stop. I'm so sorry, you guys. Kate is really fond of Harriet. How long is that going to last? Let me say this. If Harriet takes the shine off of Kate for 10 minutes, that will be her undoing. And then after that, they are going to unleash the hounds of hell and make her life miserable. Okay, I just wanted to say that.
With her, or came to an agreement with the family that they were going to do the full parade, the King waving, Catherine waving, William there. Often these major royal family members go in through the back way because of overshadowing the bride. But I think Harriet's the kind of person that doesn't really mind. I think she's just a very jolly and relaxed kind of person. So yeah, she's a really popular new addition to the royal family.
And of course, I mean, you look at the bride and you realise that she has she's sort of one of us, isn't she? Going into that family, but you sort of remember the days. I mean, both bride and groom had been married before, and you sort of remember the days of Princess Margaret and others, where I mean, divorced people simply weren't allowed in, and they are very much so now.
I know. I wonder what Charles was thinking. You know, obviously there with Queen Camilla, and you know, he had one hell of a journey trying to get married to her, and it was incredibly difficult. And as you say, for his aunt as well, Margaret, and she was madly in love with someone she couldn't marry because he was a divorcee. And how times have changed. And you know, and there's Princess Beatrice. She's got a stepson because Edo, her husband, has a son from a previous marriage. That's also quite a modern family thing to happen. But you know, this is real life. This is, as you say, you know, this nurse is just like the rest of us. It's real life. She had her 13-year-old, I think, daughter there, who gets on really well with Peter's children, Autumn Phillips's children, who are also teenagers. They all looked gorgeous. They were all happy. It's a blended family, but not like any other family, because you know, the Prince and Princess of Wales and the King was there.
Oh, the spin. They are spinning this marriage. They really need to prop up this couple because things are so dire with that clan. I'm sorry. Why do I keep calling them a clan? Things are so terrible with that family. They need good press wherever they can find it. So for now, Harriet is going to be regaled as a hero, as a new spark to the family because she's a nurse. Wait until they get a chance to show you the opposite face, the other face of that family. Because right now, their very public face is welcome to the family. This is a great new addition. She stands for this. She does that. For now. that is going to be very short-lived. So if I was Harriet, I would keep a low profile and try to avoid being around that family as much as possible, because if you overshadow Kate, that is going to be your undoing. Overshadow Kate. Wear neutral colors, try to blend in, because otherwise there will be hell to pay. Yep, Harriet is going to be the royal family's new secret weapon. For now. Oh yes, new secret weapon. They describe this new bride as devout Christian. I guess that's supposed to clean up the head of the church, Charles. Yeah. Yeah. They're going to try to associate all things great and good with that family. And when that runs this, what do you call it? Oh, what is that? Sussex Team Warrior. Congrats on 1,000 subscribers. Oh, congratulations. Well done, you. Prudence Montague, she's one of us. Being white, these Karens are something else. Look at their evil faces. Lord have mercy. Yeah, you know what? You know what? There's probably an air of truth to that, I will say. As a matter of fact, as you say that, I just looked at what is the reporter? Who is that right there? I forgot her name. But I'm looking at her face, and you can see how. Let me see here. She's the right kind of person for the family, and they want to support her. Let me put it that way. She's one of us. Okay. Well, all right. You know what, Prudence? I thought I really understood that, but now I understand it so much better. Thank you. Now I understand it so much better. She's not one of us, working class one of us. She's one of us. She's white and not Meghan, one of us. I get it. I really do get it. Well, you know what? I have to say that makes a lot of sense. Sometimes they say the quiet parts out loud, don't they? Sometimes they say the quiet parts out loud. Oh man. Okay, you guys, I got to stop doing this. I'm being very extra because I keep looking at stuff here on the screen, and I got to stop doing that. Lord have mercy. So much interesting stuff, though. Huh? Okay. Okay. Yes, I'm done. I got to stop looking. Let me turn this off. Anyway, well, she's one of us. She's one of us. There's a certain way to take that. It really is. She's one of us. Now, let's get to this one. Do you guys know who this guy is? Do you recognize him? Apparently, that is one of Kate's exes. And that is the look, they say, on Kate's face when she looked up and saw her ex. That is what they said, that is one of Kate's exes. I just never pictured Kate having any exes. I mean, I know she's not exactly, Mother Teresa, but I just never pictured her having an ex. But and that's not just the squatties there. Now you see that? Kate Middleton crosses paths with ex-boyfriend at wedding of Princess Anne's son. Now, I don't know who this guy is, but leave it to the Sussex squad. Now the flirting with Roger Federer makes sense. She has a type, but she wants the crown so bad. That's what she was groomed for. So apparently Kate does have a type, right? Dark hair, masculine, nice square jaw, kind of like Camilla, a nice square jaw. See what I mean? Got that nice rugged square jaw. Anyway, that guy is the spitting image of Roger Federer. So that's why they say now all of that flirting with Roger Federer makes sense, because Kate has a type and William is not it. I repeat, Kate has a type, and that is not Willie Wells, right? That's her type right there. Manly, masculine, square jaw, just like Camilla. Well, Camilla actually got that Habsburg's jaw, but that's her type. Isn't that interesting? Lord have mercy, you guys. This is why I love the squatties, because they come up with some stuff. I wouldn't have seen that in a million years. And there it is, laid out right in front of us. Now, again, that was not the New York Post saying that Kate has a type. That was SK, a squatty, who instantly recognized that Kate has a type. And her type is not Willie. Interesting, isn't it? Huh. I don't know what this guy's name is, though. Muriel says, was that Emma Thine woman invited to the wedding? I don't know. That's the one from Longleat, right? Oh. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know, but why are you all so extra today, huh? Why are you all so messy and extra today? I mean, I thought I was messy, but you guys are being very extra and very messy today, and I am here for it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sussex Team Warrior, I'm being noticed. I'm sorry, not noticed. I'm being nosy. Are you monetized yet? I'm looking at your channel right now. Have you been able to monetize yet? Because I don't see. Let me see. Am I looking in the wrong place? But if not, I sure hope you will. Yeah, I don't see the little money symbol, but I hope you will monetize. Okay. Anyway, okay. Oh, it is 9:41 p.m. in France. Very cool. Huh. Well, take a look here. Kate Middleton steals Roger Federer's wife's smile at Wimbledon. And yes, Kate Middleton was openly flirting with her husband. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. I mean, poor, what's her name? Mirka, whatever her name was. She's sitting there with her man trying to enjoy the tennis. And then here come Kate throwing them hair extensions all over the place. I mean, everybody seated around them had a taste of Kate's hair because she just kept giggling and throwing her hair and all that kind of stuff. Like, look at me, I'm bony. Look at me, I'm bony. Look at that. I felt so bad for that woman. I really felt bad for her. That is just disgusting. Kate's and Fed's in love in. Look at that. You see the sun? It was disgusting behavior, and Kate Middleton should have been ashamed of herself. Now think of how many times you've opened up your social media and you've seen something that implied Meghan was trying to catch some guy's eye or something like that, which is a total lie. But yet here's Kate performing in front of the whole world. See what I mean? There she is performing in front of the whole world, and it was just cute. Oh, it was just adorable. Look at Kate. Kate's flirting. I mean, they totally cropped his wife out of the picture in most papers. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And made sure that it happened so that she could so that they would report it to Willie. Absolutely. It's disgusting. She really is not a nice person. Oh, you know what? I see that Muriel sent me something. Kate Middleton's first charity projects revealed as Meghan vows, wows with Grenfell book. Ain't that something? Meghan, and that was in the Daily Express. Oh, let me save that one. I'm going to save that one so I could use it later. Thank you, Muriel. You see, guys, doing this work really is a team effort. Oh my goodness. This really is a team effort, though, you guys. All right. All right. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just happened to notice that. Let's see. The truth couldn't have been. That couldn't have been a black woman. You got that right, because there would have been extensions all over the royal box. If that was a black woman, there would have been extensions all over the royal box. See, Merca is being very sweet. She's just looking away and pretending like she doesn't see what's happening. But baby, if that was a sister, there would have been hair extensions. I mean, people seated around them would have gone home with little pieces of Kate's hair all over their clothes. Yep. There would have been a warning. Okay, girl, keep it up. Extensions are going to be flying. And then after that, that would be her behind. And the lady behind Kate, you could see she already then I mean, look at Kate's face. Look at her face there. You know, that was the, I guess, when she noticed the camera noticing her. You know what I'm saying? Kate Middleton flirts with Roger Federer at Wimbledon. This was a big story, much to his wife's annoyance. That's mean girl Kate. Now, do you all still think that Kate Middleton tolerates other women? No, she disrespects other women. She routinely disrespects other women. At Wimbledon, Kate Middleton turned heads. Tennis legend Roger Federer could hardly take his eyes off of the princess, much to the chagrin of his wife, Mirka. A murmur rippled through the crowd as tennis legend Roger Federer gracefully walked down the steps of the VIP box to thunderous applause. First greeting his wife Mirka, then passing her to place his hand confidently on the back of the future Queen of England, Kate Middleton, and smile knowingly at her, clearly a breach of protocol and just the prelude to the second heated match. Well. And look at Mirka. Mirka don't even want to look at her face. Mirka is trying not to even look at her smug face, that stretched, plumped, puffed up, chemically peeled face of hers. Princess looks thrilled to catch up with old pal Roger Federer as he's honored at Wimbledon, but his wife Mirka doesn't look quite happy. I mean, as happy. Kate beaming. Okay, so that was one of the headlines, right? Notice the time. It says, what is that? 14:02. So that was 2:02 p.m. I think. Well, take a look there. Princess Kate looks thrilled to catch up with old pal Roger Federer as he's honored at Wimbledon, while his wife Mirka concentrates on the action on the court. Now, what time is that? That is let me see, published. And then it was updated at 9:18. So that would have been, what, the morning edition? Let me go back and look at the other one. Oh, wait. Okay. All right. So, yeah, it was this one first. You see there, July the 4th. I'm looking at the hours, but I should be looking at the date. So July the 4th, that was the headline. And then there was a call from Kensington Palace, and boom, July the 5th, that is the headline. So they quickly changed it so that people wouldn't think that Kate Middleton had gone too far. See what I mean? See what I mean? They wanted to hide this side of Kate from the public, so they revised it with this headline. Ain't that something? 1,600 comments on the 4th of July, and then another 1,000 comments by the next day. Connie Balmer, thank you so much for the super chat. And Carolita Simone, thank you for the super sticker. Oh, actually, they're both super stickers, right? Anyway, and thank you both for being members of Royal Sussex. Oh, and how did I miss this? Looks like somebody was... How did I miss that? Thank you, Carolyn Baker. How did I miss that? That's because I'm all over the place today. Kate Middleton at Wimbledon. Every trophy looks years by year. Well, listen, I could do better than that. How about this one? How about this one? That's every trophy look year by year. I forgot exactly which year she took over Wimbledon, but I believe it was the Duke of Kent that was the patron of Wimbledon before Kate. And every year, Kate stands out there wringing her fingers with anxiety and yet loving being the center of attention. You would think that Kate Middleton had actually played the game, honestly. You would think that she was the one who played tennis. Anyway, you guys, let's get back to the wedding. The sister-in-law, Kate, never had. Peter Phillips' new wife, Harriet Sperling, has much in common with the future queen and is shaping up to be an important ally with Meghan, Beatrice, and Eugenie in the code. Well, Beatrice and Eugenie have never been close to Kate Middleton, and Meghan tried to be her friend only to be pushed away and treated badly by the future queen. So, if anything is consistent about Kate, and she is very consistently horrible to other women, horrible to other women. So, as I said before, watch your back, watch your six, because Kate Middleton does not tolerate other women. It is very important for her to be the center of attention. She just better be glad that Peter Phillips is not her type. You know, short, pudgy, and got that penguin complex. Yeah, I don't think Kate is into short, pudgy men that look like a penguin. But if she was, anyway. Peter Phillips marries Harriet Sperling, becoming the first of the Queen Elizabeth's grandchildren to remarry. How sweet. And look at those bridesmaids. Look at the big, broad smiles on their faces. So happy to be a part of this minor, not even royal. She's not even royal. She won't even have a title, will she? And they are so glad to be a part of this wedding with no titles. Yep. She's the white, I'm sorry, she's the right person. Not the white person, the right person. She's the right person for the family. She's one of us. Harry wedding huff. Harry plans to duck Peter's nuptials after intrusive photographers came in 2008. Now, they claim that Harry was going to miss the wedding because of something that happened almost 20 years ago. Harry brought, I forgot which, was it Chelsea or whoever he brought to the wedding? And the photographers managed to snap pictures of her. And for that reason, Harry is very hostile toward Peter, hasn't forgiven Peter, that there's been bad blood between them for almost 20 years because of Peter's first wedding. If that isn't a stretch, I don't know what it. My God, you guys, we have been on for almost 3 hours. And I don't think I'm close to done yet. But since I wasn't on yesterday, let us continue. I'm almost done, though. I'm almost done. I don't have much left. Oh, I got to play these for you. Now, I don't think I like her. I think she's an awful person. But listen to this. Listen to this.
Big story breaking tomorrow, insiders. It's under embargo, which means no one can talk about it. Oh, we don't follow rules though, so I'm going to tell you right now. Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor could be getting £300,000, if not more, in compensation for leaving Royal Lodge. He was leasing and letting out 3 cottages on the Royal Lodge grounds and pocketing that money. King Charles has been paying the rent for Beatrice and Eugenie, and this all comes from an audit that is under embargo and hits at midnight. But obviously, insiders are hearing it first. And you're hearing it first because the mainstream media is dead. So these stupid little rules and taglines like embargoed and can't talk. There's one thing that we don't do, insiders, and we don't do what we're told when it gets in the way of the truth. So enjoy the exclusive. Big story breaking tomorrow, insiders. It's under embargo, which means no one can talk about it. Oh, we don't follow rules though, so I'm going to tell you right now. Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor could be getting £300,000, if not more, in compensation for leaving Royal Lodge. He was leasing and letting out 3 cottages on the Royal Lodge grounds and pocketing that money.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I did step away for a second. But yes, that was yesterday's embargo. Now, I have one more from her.
If you want to know what I'd be doing if I was at the palace, I'd be firing everyone. They're incompetent. They can't do their job. Last night, I broke the news that Andrew was paying a peppercorn rent. He was renting out cottages at Royal Lodge on royal land. Pointless Princess 1, Pointless Princess 2 weren't paying their rent. King Charles was. This is ludicrous. The mainstream media all adhered to the embargo, which means they weren't allowed to run anything until a certain time. To be honest, I don't know why they even ran anything anyway, because what you're seeing now is highly curated propaganda. It's damage limitation. The mainstream media is incredibly small and it is controlled by the palace, in my opinion. Of course, it's my opinion. It's come out my blooming mouth. But do not pay any attention to certain royal shows because they will completely ignore this narrative. Keep your eyes open for who is willing to discuss the uncomfortable truths and who wants to just talk about approved lines that the palace would be interested in. We know for a fact the palace have put pressure on journalists for decades to avoid certain stories, to move the narrative on. Sorry, palace, not only would I fire the lot of you, but where you tell the mainstream media not to look is exactly where I'm taking my insiders. Happy Friday, y'all.
You know what? This reporter If she was not so dreadful with Harry and Meghan, she could actually be worth something. This is what I'm saying. If you could get more of them, she's being such a hypocrite because she uses approved lines, but she uses them against Harry and Meghan. I think she is a brilliant reporter. She's brilliant. And in some cases, she actually is very courageous. But just as from my point of view, not when it counts the most. Okay? Everybody is dumping on Andrew. Andrew is fair game. And Pointless Princess 1 and Pointless Princess 2. What a brilliant line. But turn the heat up, because the biggest story is the one that's not being told. And that is the very lazy, complacent, pointless Prince of Wales and Princess of Wales. They do very little, and yet they get celebrated so much. Especially Kate. Especially Kate. Both of them are not even worth the time of day, most instances, and yet they are lauded and given all of this attention for just showing up, praising Kate for putting her hair up without using a rubber band or a scrunchie, praising Kate for ruining pasta, praising Kate for mashing up a pancake. Seriously? Praising Kate for walking across mud. Literally. She walked through a grassy field in stilettos. Yes, she's the first person who has ever done that, and therefore she ought to be praised. I'm being sarcastic. Those are some of the things, not just nitpicking, but if you're going to do your job in one instance, do your job for all of it. Warts and all. Take on that entire institution, because there is plenty, and I do mean plenty there. So, yes, I'm going to applaud her for some of the things that she will tell, but I'm also going to be very critical because there's a lot of things she just won't touch. And she is upholding that family by picking and choosing which articles she deems necessary, which points she wants to make. So, yeah, where that's concerned, she's just another reporter. Prince William to consider tighter royal property rules as king. That's another one of those statements that comes out of Kensington Palace to make William seem like he's working, like he's thinking, like he's doing. After Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor revelation, William is concerned about how it looks when non-working royals have preferential arrangements. Okay. Queen Elizabeth was concerned. She took action. Now, Charles is concerned, and he's going to take action, right? I mean, I literally saw that Charles wants to review the housing practices for the royals. And now we have William. He's not even king, and he's saying that he's going to look into it. If things go the way that they always have, and I have no reason to believe that they won't, William is not going to do anything, and Charles is not going to do anything. And they will just shuffle the deck and find another way for those people to live rent-free. They'll figure it out. They always do. Proud supporter of the Sussexes says, a grifter's smile can shine so bright, yet shadows hide beyond the light. What glitters now may fade away when truth arrives to have is say. I like that. And also, proud Sussex supporter supplied that amazing AI image you see on the left side. I like that. They're all sitting up there divvying up that taxpayer money that is collected through the Crown Estate, which makes a profit. And then they send that money, they pay it to the exchequer at the Treasury, where it is calculated 15 to 25%. And then that goes to the sovereign grant, which pays it to the Crown, which of course owns, guess what? The Crown Estate. And so it goes. Anyway, this is how it ends up. Everybody gets a piece of the pie. Everybody. The warning signs everyone missed that Meghan marrying into the royal family was doomed to end in disaster. Well, we talked about that earlier, actually, right? That article. Well, let me save you the daily slop mail read. The signs were her brown skin, and their marriage seems a whole lot more joyful than the heir apparents. So yeah, that was the problem, is that Meghan showed up with brown skin and that their marriage seemed more joyful than the heir apparent, and that was the problem. So don't even bother with that article. We already know what the truth is. Meghan is not one of them. Harriet Sperling is one of them. And by the way, you guys, I don't want to pick on Harriet because I don't know anything about her. I'm sure she's a nice person. And I hope by the time that, we know better, I hope that she doesn't find herself on the wrong end of that family, because they can make your life miserable. They want you to feel as miserable as they are. Oh, you know what? I may wait until, well, you know what? Let's get this over with. These are the last two things I have. So this Stephanie Sidley person, that's one of the twins. I want to say this to all your supporters, you guys are defending a coward on the internet who hides behind a computer screen bullying people. She's right about one thing. Nancy and I are trust fund kids and can sue all of you for defamation and slander for lying about Nancy's life and her boyfriend's life. We also can keep a lawsuit going for years without a dent to our bank accounts. You still want to do this for this cockroach? Go for it. And please give to your local animal shelter, because we all know she won't. Now, I think that she may be speaking about Meghan's mole. I think that they had some falling out. I think so. I may be wrong. It may be someone else. But these are those twins that seems to have gotten in trouble from time to time. Those two. And they don't even get along with each other all the time. Let me do this. And by the way, after this, you guys, I am done. So if you guys need to go, trust me, you're not really missing anything. Let me see. Where is it? The twins. Oh, you know what? I know what. I got to go someplace else to find that, because I am blocked from Meghan's mole. So I had to go someplace else. I had to use my burner account to get this. So yes, if you're listening, Meghan's mole, I do have a burner account.
You were feeling my pain. I was.
Oh, wait.
it's like, what a flex. You know what I'm going to be doing in May? I'm going to be on the road with my celebrity boyfriend having sex in hotels.
Okay, but mom's
different hotels.
watching
I'm
this.
just saying that's what I'm going to be doing.
Some people like Tommy Robinson.
Well, I mean, that's fine. I just don't think it's a flex. I'm just saying what I'll be doing in May.
But did you have to
That's
say?
what I'm going to be
Did
doing.
you have to say the
I'm gonna
SEX
be-
thing
I'm gonna
when
be
you know
having-
your mother's watching?
I'm going to be having sex in
Thank you,
various
my God, dude.
in various. Hey, don't block me. Remember we talked about. I'm not going to block you during the show. And
I
you're
don't
gonna block
talk
me.
about my personal SEX life.
I'm
dude.
going to be all over the place, having various fun in different hotels in May. So I'll be doing that with my super famous boyfriend. So
So the one on the left is the one who's saying what she's going to do. The one on the right, her twin sister, is saying to her mom is, and by the way, they are wearing foil hats. Mom is going to be watching, don't say this or whatever. But I think that they have had some conflict with Meghan's mole. Now let me get to the other one. There's this one.
I thought I had to end my relationship. You were feeling my pain. I was hurting, guys. I thought I had to end my relationship because of two crazy people on the internet. One of which
is psychotic.
is a little racist. And okay, so let's go on.
She had to have the nerves to say that I had to end my relationship because of two people on the social media, one of which is a little racist. She even whispered, a little racist. Which one? Because that could be so many of them. Which one? But I'm sharing this with you because, number one, I cannot stand these two people. The other reason is that is the level of infighting that there is with some of those monarchists, deranger, supporters of the royal family, whatever. That is the level of disputes that they have. They get into these arguments with each other. They have these falling outs with other people in their genre of royal reporting. And these two in particular, they are some of the biggest trolls out there available, but they just seem a bit off for some reason, in a way that I can't even put into words, but you could just look behind them and see some of the stuff that they have. They seem rather immature for some reason, and yet I think they're much older than what they appear. Very strange individuals, very strange. I mean, even this thread alone gives you an idea of the kind of people that they are. Yeah, very strange, very strange. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. But Megan's mole has shared that, and I guess she's one of the people that they're having a falling out with. How that started, I don't know. I love when the derangers are at war with each other. I love it. I love it. That is like one of my biggest thrills. One day I went down a rabbit hole of trying to figure out why there was conflict. And by the way, that includes Samantha. Samantha has been at war with various people within the deranger community. Even Samantha. She is supposed to be the standard bearer of hatred toward Meghan. But notice Samantha has been very quiet as of late. Very quiet. She has fallen out of favor with most of those people. Let's see. Charlotte Griffin is one who lied in court. Oh yes, she's that person right there, right? That's Charlotte Griffin, if I'm correct. Yeah, deeply delusional. That is the Derangers. I think these are the two women that got in trouble with that lawsuit with what is it, Blake Handler, Blake Lightly, Blake whatever her name is. And no, it was oh gosh. Oh, the lawsuit with Johnny Depp and what's her name? I think that's how they anyway, they've been around for a while. They've been around. They're a lot of trouble. And I think they got sued or something for making a false report. I rarely see them, but when they do come up on my radar, it's never a good thing. Do you mean because of that rather I get what you're saying. They don't seem like people that have a lot of money. Well, you know, trust funds, baby, could mean different things to different people. Maybe it doesn't necessarily means wealthy beyond belief, but I wonder if they still live together. You know what I mean? Do they like share everything? Uh Oh, that chart. Yes, yes, I recall now. Anyway, you guys, I need to close this out. It has been a very spirited conversation today, and I was on for much longer than I intended, but it was good to catch up with everyone. This is yet another day where we seem to have covered a lot of things, and I do appreciate your presence here. Thank you, moderators, for keeping this the safe space that it has been for a very long time. Oh, that is so funny. Who are these two nutty women? They are cray cray, though. They are quite cray cray. Oh, Amber Heard. Yes, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Okay, yes, that's who it was. These hateful cretins like to dish out the insults, smear, lie, defamation, etc. However, they can't take it when they're called out for their egregious behavior. Yes, cookies and cream. If you guys remember, I played the video last week where the girl was crying, saying that it was, I think that one of them was dating someone that was married or something like that. And she was crying, saying that she's not doing well. And oh, anyway, it was pitiful. They don't seem like they are, they seem rather immature. And just as you say, they can dish it out, but they can't take it. They say the worst things about people, but the minute that someone says something about them, they demonstrate exactly how thin-skinned they are, and they become livid. I mean, they get really upset. Very childlike response. Oh, let's see here. Oh, what am I looking for in the community tab? Let me take a look. Okay, I'm going to community. Okay. The new Fab Four. Okay, well, thank you so much for being here, Sussex Team Warrior. I'm going to say cheers. I need to eat something. Love you guys. I will see you all next time. Oh, yeah, you guys, there's a link to Sussex Team Warrior. Let me put that, let me highlight that while I'm thinking about it. And yeah, just click on the link. And as usual, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Oh, my goodness. Why is it? Oh, there we go. I think I need to restart my computer. It's kind of locking up on me. Okay, for whatever reason, I'm unable to, oh, let me read. There we go. I think I got too many windows open. Okay, so I wanted to, you know, put a pin in it, but it's not letting me do it. All right, so cheers, you guys. I will see you next time. All the best. Love you guys. I'll see you next time.